everyone, this is Leah. This is going to be my political YouTube channel. I will have other channels in the future, but those ones are going to be on things like makeup and books, so completely different to this one. This one's going to be my main channel because politics is my passion. It's what I want to go into, and I thought that I would start a YouTube channel because I want to get my voice out there on issues that I'm concerned with, which is pretty much everything. So, yeah, and a disclaimer, if you're going to say anything unnecessary, so I welcome opposing views, I welcome other sources that I perhaps haven't seen. If you've got something like that, just put it below, I'll read it. But anything vile that you want to say, don't bother, because I'm not going to reply. I'm just going to think you're really ridiculous. So, yeah. Okay, so the first, the first issue that I'm going to discuss is the recent flooding in the UK. If you don't know about it, and I'm assuming if you don't know about it, you're going to be in another country, because, I mean, if you don't know about it and live in this country, I'm highly concerned. But basically, in Somerset and the southwest of England, there's been severe flooding. Arguably, well, it was due to the government failure to act upon the dredging that was called for numerous times by farmers and other people working on the area, who claimed that dredging was needed, and the government, with the advice of the so-called Environment Agency, refused to give the funding. So as a result, the result's been disastrous. The flooding's been really, really bad. If I can, I will try and upload some pictures so you can see to what extent, like how serious it is. So, yeah, I mean, one thing I'm going to say that's been really getting on my nerves as well, various media outlets like Sky News or BBC News, they're all claiming it's due to human-induced climate change. And then you've got Ed Miliband like, oh yeah, it's climate change, now we've got to incentivise the entire world to combat climate change. And, you know, and what's quite embarrassing actually is that one very, very high-profile scientist, I think his name was Matt Collins, he said that it's actually got nothing to do with climate change. To their knowledge, it's got nothing to do with climate change. I mean, the science behind climate change anyway it's highly politicised. It's skewed by like the vast amount of funding it gets, but in any case, it's very dubious. It's no wonder with claims like I think it was the Met Office claim that globally the world will see a 0.3 degree Celsius increase in temperature between 2004 and 2014. In fact, it hasn't changed at all. So facts like these, you know, they are going to cause a lot of scepticism in regards to climate change. I, for one, am a climate change sceptic. Look, I understand this is a completely different argument, but I wanted to say this because it's really starting to get on my nerves, because you've got the government and media and everyone trying to like push the blame on the public, saying, well, this is caused by you lot, it's got nothing to do with perhaps our incompetence. Why don't we just admit that it probably was? Or, you know, even if it is due to climate change, with like the Chinese and the Indians building like 4 new power stations a week, there's not a lot we can do other than fix the problem at hand. So why don't we just do that? So now that's cleared up, I want to discuss foreign aid and diverting foreign aid. This has come from various different political parties, different politicians across the political spectrum. I think it was actually started by a Tory MP, I think his name was Ian Liddell-Granger or something. And it's come from UKIP, and it's come from some Labour people as well. Like, it's come from everybody, but these people are being called disgusting, immoral, a disgrace. I mean, really, what are we doing giving money to India, who have, with their growing prosperity, have enough money to finance a Mars mission, but can't feed their hungry? I mean, whose morality are we actually examining here? I mean, surely it's just doing nothing but encouraging these governments to do less and less for their own people. You know, the international aid budget is £11 billion from what I've heard or read. It's £11 billion. So, I mean, perhaps just the foreign aid to India alone would be enough, probably more than enough, to sort out the problem at hand that we've got here. But no, to look good to the rest of the world, the government is only offering like 1%, less than 1% of that. Especially when Justine Greening said that it's going to stop by 2015 anyway. So I don't really see the issue. And also, why spend money on war-torn countries when we know full well that a lot of that money actually goes to the cause of war anyway? So yeah, I mean, okay. Let's say we won't touch foreign aid. Let's say it's too wrong, too immoral, we can't do it. Why don't we look at other solutions? So let's think. Well, we could start by not spending money on that completely and utterly pointless speed train thing that's being built, which is highly unpopular, just completely stupid. No one wants it. That's costing billions. Or we could actually have HMRC enforce the illegal tax avoidance on big corporations that are keeping billions from our economy. Or we could apply for the actual like £1 billion or so budget kept by the European Union for any member state to have if there's a crisis. So yeah, there's plenty of options, but the only problem is that these options will never, ever, ever be considered by the government. So for many reasons. So but I'll leave that till another video. So yeah, that's not going to happen. So, but the money priorities and the contradictions by government has become a really, really big problem for me as well. I mean, the Chancellor cut the flood defence by, I think, 30% in 2010, despite recent flooding. Known previous flooding should have given given the authorities insight into what might happen in the future. Eric Pickles, who's a massive twat anyway, has said that Somerset don't need the extra cash, when they quite clearly do, don't they really? Before claiming that UKIP's call to divert foreign aid was just a populist hit, as if populism is an insult. And I don't actually see how it is, but yeah, so these politicians are just trying to score points, push the blame on other people. That's what my problem is. They have no idea about the amount of money that's needed. For example, like you've got Cameron saying it's going to cost 61 million, and then you've got Ed Miliband saying it costs 118 million, and then you've got Cameron saying, well, money's no object, but then there's a Tory-run Christchurch council in Dorset charging the affected residents £30 for a pack of 4 sandbags. But money's no object, apparently. So, and by the way, these people have actually already paid for these basic resources through tax for a time like this. You know, I mean, the government really, really needs to sort out its priorities in one particular district where dredging was needed. The government refused the £5 million funding to them, but then not far away, they actually managed to fork out £35 million on a bird sanctuary. Yeah. Yes. So, yeah, no money has been given to the families who desperately need it. In fact, the best response has come from people who aren't even in Parliament and from charities. Like there was a group of Sikhs, you know, wonderful people who volunteered to help out, volunteered to deliver essential supplies to people who need it, and they worked hours on end with the locals to try and sort this problem. out. You know, and this kind of shows what people can really do. And I know the government are now starting to realise that they've really got to do something. Like, you know, they've got the armed forces in, and they're like looking at the flood defences. What's really needed is a full public inquiry into how these defences are being managed and run, because obviously they're not doing it right. It needs to be thoroughly investigated. But yeah, I don't know if we'll get that or not. But yeah, I mean, by all means, you know, call me disgraced, call me wrong, call me disgusting, whatever. By all means, give money to those who need it most. But at least, you know, keep the 1 billion, or probably more than that actually, back, that we know full well goes to corrupt government. Don't deny the very people who paid for this aid their right to have some back if they need it. They are desperate for it. And I've had people say, because I'm in Birmingham, so I'm nowhere near the floods, and I've had people say to me, well, what's losing a business or two when there's people starving in other countries? But that's all right for you to say, because you're not living there. So yeah, I suppose that your response would be much different if you actually lived there and you lost everything yourself. So I'm sick of people trying to taking this opportunity to sound really moral to their friends, to sound really good about themselves, to sound really liberal, you know. That's more disgusting in my opinion. I just think, as the government are our representatives and are the voice of their, like, the country, perhaps they should just do as they're bloody told to do. Which is what essentially they are supposed to do. Yeah, I think their response could have been a lot better, a lot quicker, if they just listened to people. I mean, it wouldn't have even happened if they bloody listened to people. So yeah, so leave your comments. I'll look forward to reading them. I know this is quite a short video, really. I have quite a lot to say about it, but I've also got to do a lot of work because I'm also a student and I've got a lot to do. So, yeah, leave comments, video responses, tell me what you think. Please subscribe, please like, and please share on your social media and all that good stuff. So, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.